mom guilt never goes away.
It doesn't.
Spoiler alert. There's no such thing as a perfect parent. You're still a wonderful mom, but we're gonna fail. We are. We're also like holding ourselves to this imaginary standard that we created.
That's more you. I couldn't give a fuck about who cares about my parenting.
It's about how your kids feel.
I know that I'm doing the best that I can. You're just gonna take it up in therapy when you get older.
So what now? How do we deal with mom guilt? Hey friend, welcome back to another episode of the So What Now podcast. I'm your host Dex, and my homegirl Carla is in the building, and I just took a shot.
Okay, I got to sit back for this one to see it. What an intro. You are back, y'all. Thank you so much for coming back. I'm excited. I'm
excited too.
Yeah, today.
I'm not nervous anymore. I'm excited.
No, let's cheers to So What Now for the next hour. What are we going to talk about? Like, what's going to happen? Some breakthroughs?
Who knows?
Some bullshit? All of it put together.
It'll be fun.
It'll be so much fun. Okay.
You're in for a wild ride.
Yeah. So let's do a quick catch up on how you're doing. How are you doing today? How are you feeling? So I really want to be like, I guess we can start with, how's it going so far?
Okay. So far potting, we've done, we've been doing it for a little minute now. It feels good.
It's a couple seconds, really.
It feels good, but I didn't know that like people were actually gonna listen. So I've been like freaking out when people will like hit me up and be like, make a comment about it or say something about it.
And
it's
not a social media one. It's like one that they actually listen to.
They text me or DM me, yeah. And they like continue in the conversation. So that means you really listening.
Yeah, but that's so dope.
Yeah, like somebody texted me like halfway into the second episode and kind of like fact checked me or gave me some additional information about something I was saying. And I was like, oh, wait, that's like, you're really like listening.
They're there. You're there. You're listening. Thank you so much for doing so. Yes, that's the reason why you left me last time. So y'all be careful sending messages of what you say before she leaves me again.
It's scary. Like there was a whole rollout. I was like, what?
A whole rollout.
People ask me like, people hit me up like, why didn't you tell me? I was like, I didn't tell anybody.
You didn't tell anyone?
No.
Addie was the only one that knew? And Michaela?
I was hoping no one would listen.
Wait a minute. There's too much money into this. We're trying to make a check.
I just wanted to come here and hang out with you.
Oh, did you, friend?
Yes.
I honestly don't even know how we got here, to tell you the truth. I know we talked about it, but I don't remember the actual conversation when you said yes or what. How did it even come up?
I just know it's more than what you told me it would be.
What do you mean?
In the best ways, but in the worst ways. I'm enjoying it so far. I'm loving it. I'm loving interacting with you guys on social media. Yes. I'm loving like creating with you. Like I'm getting energy from this. Like I'm loving it. How are you feeling?
I like it. I feel like, so for the launch itself, shout out to everybody that reposted it. Please keep reposting all of the clips that we're putting out there, the trailer, share it with your friend. Make sure you go and like leave a description or a rate and review. Leave a rate and review on Apple Podcasts. We're going to start shouting you guys out, especially when it's for So What Now. Like really shows that you're here for that. But for me, I left the role of producer behind like an idiot. Like I'm having so much fun watching you and like seeing you come out of your shell because I feel like you're always in a pretty tight shell. Yeah. So even if it's for the hour that we're here, then that lives forever, right? So I got caught up in the being talent and the fun of it, and I'm hanging out with my friend. That when we started cutting things, I realized, oh my God, I forgot to really give direction of what it is. Well, this is not Pivot anymore.
Yeah.
This is a whole new show. Mm-hmm. And I need to be conscious of the fact that, yes, I have a huge audience that I'm introducing you to. Yeah. It's like, in a way, yes, it's your audience too, but you've been gone for 6 years. Mm-hmm. So it's basically, I'm like, hey, I'm here. I'm back in a different light with this friend. And let me introduce her in and let me give you why this is different, how I'm going to be different here, how you are going to show up. Because I'm showing up different than I showed up for Pivot. So I lost that there for a second, but the rollout made it just in time. That morning, we got it. We got the final edit. We put it out. So shout out to everybody that's been listening, honestly, and just giving feedback. I know that we did the whole, like, what are we going to do? Yeah. And some people guessed, a lot thought it was a reality show, a dating show. Somebody told me that, someone guessed right. And if you listen to B. Simone, the LTTA app, shout out to that. It's coming out soon, and I am part of that, but they're like, is it this? I'm like, yes, but no. Yes, but no. But yeah, podcast wise, I love it so far. I'm having a really good time doing it. And I think that it's different because I'm not in charge of everything.
Yeah. And I'm learning, but it's cool. I love it. We hope you guys are loving it so far. Stay tuned. We have so much in store for you guys. Like, we want to learn with you guys. We want to grow with you guys, have some laughs. Speaking of laughs, what's going on in your neighborhood?
Okay, Dex, I really want to tell you about this. I was like, let me tell you on here. Because yesterday, I've spoken about this before publicly. There's a cat lady in my house. I've lived there for not in my house, in my neighborhood, my street. Mm-hmm. So the cat lady has about 50 cats in her house. As I can count, there are about 12 to 15 cats that are free range roaming. She comes like every hour, on the hour, almost, sometimes even more than that. Feeds them. Food is, you've seen it. Food is everywhere outside. Home, like she makes these cats keep coming. Cool. Not cool, actually. So a couple of months ago, I was fed up. And I said, after all these years, these cats have scratched up on my cars. Like, I've never really cared because I don't go outside. Well, now I spent all this money, made my backyard look different. I bought the house that's next to hers with the pool. Mm-hmm. I went this weekend to take the baby to the pool. Yeah. And there was an entire mountain and a corner of my pool full of cat shit.
What?
I mean, I'm going to show you the picture later. It's literally cat poop in a corner. So the cats are literally pooping in my pool and hanging out by the pool. So when I took the baby out there, I ate on the side on the floor. It's disgusting.
That is, yeah.
And I said, all right, now this is the problem. The backyard full of cats all the time. Like my hard drive for my cameras got full because the animal detection is like every 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. So it used up all the clips that I had, and it's like 3 terabytes.
Oh, wow.
Of animal movement back there. So the other morning, I've been like, for like a week now, I'm like, I'm finna cuss her out. I already told her a couple months ago, you need to figure it out. I have a son that's outside playing in dirt. Yeah. I'm tired of these cats coming around here, leaving poop and hair balls. So I went out yesterday. Yeah, bitch, yesterday. Okay. So it's like 9 o'clock. The therapist wasn't there yet. I'm waiting for the therapist to come out, and I see her pull in. And I said, perfect timing. I could see her. And I walked outside and I said, good morning, Vicky. Good morning.
Not her name.
That is her name.
On a national worldwide podcast.
The world needs to know about Vicky and her cats because she doesn't live there. This is a 2-story house. It's a really big house. And there's 50 plus cats living inside. And no one lives there.
Are you sure it's 50?
It might be more. I even was, okay, so we're having this call. I said, hey, Vicky. I said, I talked to you a few months ago. What's up? And she's like, oh, yeah, I'm trying to get the place to bring them to blah, blah, blah. I said, Vicky, I've been here for a long time. Like, I already gave you a chance. You said you were going to order some stuff. Oh, yeah, I put some stuff in your yard, but then they came and cut the grass and took them off. I said, I don't know what you put on my yard. Mm-hmm. Do you not expect for my yard to get cut? Like, I'm so confused. So then she's just going back and forth. Yeah, but, the place is not ready yet. So what are we going to do?
Yeah.
She's like, well, I'm going to put a net in the back. I said, you've been telling about the net now for 6 months. What are you going to do? Well, just give me a week or 2. I said, you got 2 weeks. And then I'm going to have somebody spray both yards in the perimeter of my house, and I'm going to keep the baby inside. And she's like, well, what are they going to spray? I said, I don't know. She's like, well, is it going to hurt him? I said, well, let me tell you something, Vicky. It ain't going to be snacks, and it's not going to be treats. And she's like, well, what do you mean? I said, Vicky, they're going to die. Oh. They're going to die.
Carla.
They're going to walk out of here. They're going to lick their paws at your house.
That's
and they're going to die.
You can't kill the cats, friend.
What you mean I can't kill? They're my property.
I'm sure there's a happy medium.
17 years.
I know, but I'm sure there's like something that can deter the cat.
No, there isn't. There's 15 outside cats.
That's hard. Is that something that you would like report to?
They're a nuisance. And yes,
yeah,
I'm going to.
Say. Can you
but the problem right now is, it's not a problem, but I'm doing some things without a permit next door. So I want to make sure that's done first. And then I'll get the law involved before she called the people on me. So I gotta, cross my T's and dot my I's.
This was not a 2-story home. Where's the permit for this?
I don't need nobody asking me for electric permits. I don't need nobody asking me no type of permit.
Ma'am, how has this changed from 100 square feet to 2,000 square
Everybody
feet?
mind their business. Once I'm done with the house, which should be in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to call the people on her.
Yes, that. Don't hurt the kitty cats.
It's already...
Call the people. Nope. And call the people and do things the right way.
I already told her.
Carla?
She got 2 weeks. I'm putting a little poison outside.
No, you can't resort to violence.
And I told her, that's not violence. It's for rats.
Cats are not rats.
If there's a rat, the rat gonna die too.
Oh my gosh.
So the cat shouldn't be in my yard. It should be in your yard.
I think there's a happy medium. I think there's a happy medium.
What's
I
the
think you
happy
need to
medium?
report it to the proper authorities.
That is so white of you.
You need to report it to the proper authorities and have them handle it. Because maybe you could get in trouble.
She
for
calls
that.
them her tenants because she claims, what's the word? Allegedly, she claims that there's another neighbor killing them. She said he has killed 12 so far. I don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah, and maybe you should leave that up to him. Maybe you don't get involved.
He's not killing enough.
Is there something you could put around the pool?
It's not the pool. It's both houses.
Oh.
There's doo-doo all over in the back of my house, in the front of my house. Like, it's everywhere.
We might have to take this online. I don't want you to catch a charge and have a mugshot.
All right, if there's an attorney out there.
Cruelty.
How? I'm putting
Mike Vick
poison.
has not been able to get any endorsements since he had that whole dog thing.
I'm not fighting the dogs.
Right.
Okay, fine. Final point here.
Okay.
I will update you on what's going to happen with Vicky and her cats, but she got 2 weeks.
Okay.
To figure this out. And so does my contractor. He need to get his shit together. I need to finish this house.
Yes.
So 2 weeks to finish the house, 2 weeks for her to, then I sent her a bunch of videos. She's like, take my number. So I sent her like 15 videos, screenshots, and pictures of the cats.
Okay, I do like that you're documenting the issue. I think that's really good. I think that's the best way to go about it. That way you have information. In 2 weeks, the cats are still going to be there, so call me. And we'll deal with it accordingly. Okay?
So we started a group chat on Instagram. We have our group chat. So make sure you go join it. Go to their bio and the So What Now podcast, and you will see on the Instagram group chat. And I want to have the conversation there with everybody.
Oh, okay.
Should I kill the cats?
Yeah. The answer is no. You guys.
Well, I'm not killing them. Okay. Should I treat my yard?
How should Carla deal with the cat situation in the friend chat, in the group chat, in the Only Friends chat? Let us know how you feel like Carla should deal with the cats.
Okay.
I think that's good. I think sound minds and hearts will prevail in this situation.
Oh, I can't wait to see them drop. Boop. I have bought a BB gun to shoot them, but I bought the wrong BB gun.
You're still going.
Okay. We're gonna move on.
Can we? Hey.
All right, let's go into our motherhood segment because, like J-Lo said, motherhood is a mental illness.
Yeah.
So we decided to do motherhood. I decided to do it again. So today we're gonna talk about mom guilt.
We're gonna talk about mom guilt.
Okay, I don't have much of that. I'm just kidding.
Really?
Kidding. I don't want to.
I know, but when you think about mom guilt, so it's just feeling like you're not living up to the standards. These imaginary standards that we put up on ourselves, that we're letting someone down, that we're not meeting expectations as the ideal parent that we envision. Okay. So when you think about mom guilt, I'm curious, like what comes to mind for you? Like some examples of where you felt that guilt.
In 2 different instances. One, I feel the mom guilt of Ayana, my daughter, who's 19 now, viewing me as a different mom because, I was 18 when I had her. So from 18 to 30, those first 12 years, it was me really figuring out myself, how to parent, realizing that the things that my parents did, which I was also doing, were not healthy. But that takes life experience and years or whatever to like figure that out and choose to make a difference. So that I kind of feel guilty about, that she's seeing a different mom versus what she could have had.
Yeah.
But, she can have me now, whatever. And then with Psalm, when I want to take a break and I'm like, I just don't want you next to me.
Yeah.
And it's been happening a lot lately just because we're together 24/7 and I can't leave the house. Whoo, child. But I'm like, stop touching me.
I get it though. I totally get it. I see you, like I checked in on you a couple times this weekend because I feel like it was hot and heavy with Psalm this weekend. And I was like, God bless her.
He broke a second window.
Yes, he broke a second window.
Do you know he broke that window only because he didn't want me to go take a bath? He didn't want me to shower.
Hey.
And then he goes and breaks it. I'm in the bathroom. And he calls me to show me crying that he broke the window. So he brings me to the broken window. I don't find it. He brings me to the broken window. He's probably pissed off and like hit it with his car. And he's like, oh, shit.
Like, go ahead. Let's get this over with. I done broke the window.
My kids both don't know how to lie. They're both terrible. They just let everything they do be known. So anyway, yeah, not wanting to be around or wanting to take a break. I'm like, I just need a break. But I try to be conscious of the fact that I'm not supposed to be doing this alone.
Yes.
They say you're supposed to do it with a village. That's how God intended it or whatever. There's no village here. There's a graveyard.
True. problem.
So I have a graveyard of people that really aren't there. And then my friends, your friends, yes, they're a village, but I don't think that was the intended village.
Yeah.
You know, that was supposed to be part of the village, but not like your core of having your parents or grandparents or uncles and aunts that could be more present.
Yeah. You're also navigating a very unique thing with Psalm.
Yes.
Like, not everybody has the skills to be able to deal with that.
I think we said it was when the God said to sprinkle the autism on there. Ooh, thank you, Jesus.
Exactly. Because, like, even with, like a lot of people don't really recognize that it's, like, truly something that has to be dealt with. They see it as, like, a behavior issue or, like, oh, like, ignore it and stuff like that. Like,
and it could be because he could just be labeled as this badass kid. But then now when I realize it, he's not even bad. It's just I got to talk to him differently. I have to deal with him differently, which is cool. It teaches a lot of patience. Yeah. And like everything happens for a reason. I needed more patience.
Yeah.
I really did. No baby Carla today? Nah, she need patience.
Yeah. I see you parenting him differently though. I recognize that you have more patience with him than you did with Ayana. Do you recognize that?
I don't know if I'm got more patience. I'm tired because I could just be so tired. I am tired. My knee be hurting. I'm like, I am not gonna run after you. It's a little bit of both.
Yeah,
I don't have the energy I had with Ayana to be up. Do you remember when we used to go out,
girl?
Out, go to work, like drink and do all this stuff. What?
And get up and take the kids to school and do it all over again.
Ayana made it to school on time.
Yeah.
How?
Michaela like rarely missed a day. I don't know how.
No.
I would drop her off and I go get right back in that bed.
No, it's different, but I don't know. I'm facing the just mom guilt that I didn't feel with Ayana because I didn't give a damn dropping her off to her grandparents' house when she was growing up. I'm out for a month.
Yeah.
See y'all later. Like summertime, a month. Thank you. 2 weeks. See, I don't need to see you.
Yeah.
I call you on. We didn't even have FaceTime back then.
No.
It was the razor.
It was so much easier to lie about where you were back then. Sorry, that's a totally different thing.
I just saw a post that said, thank God our parents didn't have a Ring doorbell back in the day.
A Ring doorbell, like share my location.
What?
Like, listen, with my age, barely had caller ID. Like, thank goodness.
Star 67 worked just fine. They didn't know. I don't know.
Didn't know. So
what about you? Because you're in a whole different, which shout out to everyone that has sent me messages. I actually screenshot a bunch of them. They said for you to really speak on more your experience as an empty nester. Girl, they know about it. You hear the train? The train was like, yeah, speak about it. Yes, train, I got you. Speak more about what you're going through right now from the teenage years, these late teenage years, because they're like 12, 13 years old moms that are listening. And they're like, what am I expecting?
Yes. Okay. So when she was little and it was me as a single parent working so much, the guilt showed up when like I couldn't make it to like one of her events, or I was always running late trying to get to something that she was doing, or like
and she was always doing something.
Her having to be like literally her having to be in before care and after care. Like literally we're out of the house from probably like 6 a.m. until like 7 p.m.
That's
Get home. We are on a tight schedule of like eat, take your bath, and then like do your hair, do homework, go to bed. Like not a lot of time.
We didn't even talk about that. Like the fact that we have Black babies, that hair,
a whole thing. Okay. A whole nother thing.
You can't just like wake up in the morning and do a couple brush. No, you got to prep it in the morning and at night or in the evening. So in the morning, it's not all tangled. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
So the guilt was just like not having the time to just not have the schedule to just chill or like have her in a million different activities to be able to do that. Now with her being out of the house, the guilt is totally different because
what guilt? I'm so curious about what guilt you're gonna have.
Girl, one of the things that happens frequently now is I will forget to tell her I'm doing something. And it can be big or small, but like I feel guilty that she doesn't know. Like
what?
Okay, an example is like examples with the podcast. Like we probably were already filming and I was like, oh yeah, I'm doing this thing. Or like sometimes if I'm like, you know how I am with traveling. I don't really plan a lot in advance.
I know you're out of town because when it rings, it goes, bang.
Yes.
Bang. I'm like, oh, she's out the country.
Exactly.
That's how I find out.
And so she'll be like, you're where? Like, so it's like me not keeping her fully updated. I feel like I have to call her every day. Not even that I have to, like I want to call her every day. So when it's a day that I don't get to call her, like, oh my God, we're not going to connect. Like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to speak to her.
Oh.
Yeah. And then the other guilt is around like not being there to be an immediate shoulder for her to cry on when she's like going through something tough. Yeah.
You got her to come home this weekend though.
I did get her to come home this weekend, and then I had guilt around that because, so to let you guys know what's going on, I started therapy.
Whoop! You gonna tell them?
So far, I have anxiety. Not like I'm dealing with depression. I call it depression. Cute. Like a little depression. Like not serious like meds, like a little depression,
Okay.
And then a little
very demure depression.
Yeah, demure depression. And then a little anxiety. I don't know what I'm gonna call that. Like
that's a bitch.
Yeah, a little bit of that. But I forgot what I was talking about.
Oh, you said you were starting therapy. You got caught. That was a depression. That was a demure depression that got you to forget.
Yeah. So I needed some cheer.
Okay.
And so it was a 3-day weekend. I was like, hey, how do you feel about coming home so we can get the holiday spirit going and we don't have to wait until Thanksgiving to put the tree up? And she was like, yeah, I would love it. And then I kind of mentioned that, I was struggling with some things, which we'll get into at another time. But I was like, I hope she doesn't feel like she needs to be here for me to be happy, which low key right now.
I kind of need you.
Low key right now, that's true. I'm sad. I don't know who I am and what I'm doing with her not being home.
I think it's going to be really important to not lean on her too much on her for that.
Yes. And so I'm feeling guilty of I don't want her to feel like I need her to be here because I'll be fine. I'm doing the things, doing the steps to get there. But oh my God, I don't want her to feel like she has to mother me now.
You know what's an example of that? A negative example. Because she has plenty of negative examples. My mother. With my sister when she was off in college, law school, if I remember correctly. My dad and her were going through some things, and I think they broke up for some time. I don't know. She did whatever they were doing, but she left to the city that my sister was in.
Oh.
And started staying there with her.
Low key, I thought about doing that.
Do not.
I could get a rental property.
No, she wouldn't have staying with her in her apartment.
Oh.
And it was all the crying and the depression, and it was there. No. And I do remember a conversation and just watching how that dynamic changed. One, my sister towards my dad, because feeling resentful, you're hurting my mom. What?
Yeah.
But also that pressure that she had, it's she's in law school and you're sitting there doing all of this. I don't have a relationship. On her. Right. So it was so much on her. And I think she was 30 at the time. So she wasn't even that young, but also not that old. And I do remember that and thinking that's not fair that she's there. And I was younger. I was 24 at the time. Why is she there? Yeah. You need to deal with that. Go to therapy.
Yeah, exactly. So
sorry, I didn't mean to scream at you. I was screaming at her.
Hey, I might have needed that. But yeah, that's definitely an example with all the emotional stuff that I'm dealing with right now. And I know some of it is tied to figuring out my identity now that she's gone. I don't want to be too transparent about that because I don't want her to start feeling away. But at the same time, I don't want to completely hide it because I do want her to know that I'm a full person.
Not only that, you're showing her, and we lead by example.
Exactly.
So you're showing her with example what you do when you're feeling lost. It's you don't rely on men, on friends, on anybody. You go and you do things and fix whatever you have to fix.
Yeah. So that goes into the whole point of you're dealing with a toddler. I'm dealing with an adult. Obviously, mom guilt never goes away.
It doesn't.
Spoiler alert. So what now? How do we deal with mom guilt?
I think for me, for Ayana with my adult child, I just keep trying to have conversations with her. She gets on my nerves. Ooh, she gets on my nerves. But I love you, Ayana. I love you, baby girl. But at the same time, I love that she will call me and tell me what she's got going on. A lot of the times I kind of rush off the phone because she's updating me on certain stuff and I have to think about. Ayana speaks really slow in her thoughts and I listen to things in 2x. So I'm you were listening to me the other day. I listen to things in 2x. I need you to spit out. So sometimes she doesn't and I get kind of frustrated with that, but that's on me to work on. But for her, it's just, I need to find more time to spend with her. But right now she's on her workaholic mode, doing her thing.
She's boss babe right now.
So I got to let her do that. And then with Psalm, we need to go to Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll take her 3 days.
I might have some time off coming up, so I'm down.
It sucks, but I'll just find somebody to stay with him, pay them, and just get out. As long as once he's home, I'm good. So let's make the trip. I haven't taken a trip in a while. I fly constantly, but it's for work.
Yeah. We went somewhere in August though, but it's okay. That's a long time for us.
August, November. Ooh, Jesus, a long time.
I know.
We need another one.
Yeah.
We need a quarterly one.
So for me, the way that I deal with mom guilt is really trying to be aware of it, talking to her about the fact that, hey, I might be making you feel this way, or I'm dealing with this X, Y, and Z, and it don't have nothing to do with you, or I wasn't able to be there at this time because of this and that. And that's not because I don't love you.
So healthy.
That's not because I don't love you. That's not because I don't think you're a priority. And then actually working on myself so I don't feel the need to be perfect, because guess what? There's no such thing as a perfect parent.
You know, a few years ago, maybe a year ago, I would have been, that's some white shit. But it's such it might be. No. Shut up. No, it's a healthy thing. Like, we need to do better. We have to do better than our parents did with us. Yeah. Period. And it's like, I think my deflection, I knew it was deflection for a lot of years. I'll be like, oh, that's some white shit. But it's not. It's just, it's the healthy things that we need to pick up on, because they just had the privilege to do it before we did. I knew about it. But now I know I could do it. Yeah. You know? So I'm going to try on it. So cheers to letting go of mom guilt.
Cheers to letting go of mom guilt. Cheers to knowing that we're not gonna because we're also like holding ourselves to this imaginary standard that we created.
That's more you. I couldn't give a fuck about who cares about my parenting. These kids is fed.
It's about how your kids feel.
Sometimes I care, but if I know that I'm doing the best that I can, you're just gonna take it up in therapy when you get older.
You know, we might not should have taken that shot before we got started.
No, I'm serious.
See, that's what it is.
Because I care. But if I'm doing if I know that I'm doing the best that I can.
I love that though. That's healthy.
And you still are healthy. Experiencing something. Therapy is there available for you when you get older.
but also,
but I'm being conscious to do better.
But I want you to be able to come back and accept that, like, hey, mom, I know you were doing the best that you could, but these are ways that you failed. Even in doing the best that you can, like, these are ways that and I still love you completely and wholly.
Ayana be like, I hate you. And then she loves me 5 minutes later.
Yeah. But I want you to be able to accept that, like, it's going to be some time down the line where you realize that even at your best, you failed at some things and you could have done better. But that doesn't mean that you're less worthy of love. No. Let me hold your hand when I say this. What? You're still a wonderful mom, but we're going to fail. We are.
I've already failed. Maybe the list is long. And I did. I went to her therapist and I apologized. And I said, now that I know better, I can hear better. So I want that communication to be better. Psalm don't talk that well yet. You're gonna have to deal with it later. I'm doing the best I can.
I'm curious what you think about what you're saying about doing the best that you can. There's this girl who was trending on social media.
Oh, yes.
Amora Lex or something like that. She's 27 years old. She has 5 children.
Yes.
She's a single mom.
Yes.
And she recently made a decision to give all her children up to CPS. So CPS is Child Protective Services, if you don't know.
If you don't know, good for you. If you do know it and you got the number on speed dial, shame on you. Okay, I'm gonna play a really quick clip because she was on Tasha K's Unwind. And that's kind of like the first introduction I had to her. Okay.
I watched the live. It was really emotional. Giving your kids away to CPS. 5 of them. Mm-hmm. What are their ages?
So my twins are 2, Alex is 5, and then my oldest are 10 and 11.
Twins.
Yeah. And you're how old?
27.
27, 5 children, which means you had your first child at 17?
15.
18, 15. Did anybody offer to help take the kids off of you and help you?
Honestly, like anybody that I knew personally didn't offer until after I became viral. Half of them actually left me on red before I became viral.
So you had reached out to people.
CPS was the very, very, very last step. Like I even reached out to the dads.
Are you being investigated for, I guess, the murder of one?
Wait, that last thing threw me for. We'll talk about that.
Threw me for a loop.
So
besides her possibly killing one of her baby daddies, I could see why.
You know what? No more shots before the pod.
This is sober. Maybe give me another one. Shut up.
No more shots. Listen, Carla, I want to take a pause. Carla does not endorse killing cats or baby daddies. Okay.
I don't mind them dying. I don't want to kill them. Okay. All right. So when it comes to this lady, I don't want to kill them.
Okay. So when it comes to Amore Lex.
You not killed one of her cats before?
You know, my heart. I'm moving on. I'm moving on.
It was a long time ago. I ran it over. On. It was a kitty cat.
I'm moving on.
It wasn't on purpose. I cried a lot. I didn't go to work.
Did you see her face in that clip?
Back to Amora Lex. She looks
Broken.
like I looked this weekend.
She looks broken.
Broken, defeated, like she has no hope. Like, it's a lot. And I know that many of people will be like, well, she shouldn't have had them 5 kids. Like, you should have closed your legs. You should have had this. You should have had that. Maybe, but that's not where we are.
Yeah.
The kids are here.
Exactly.
She tried to be a mom, and in the clip, she does say, and if you look her up on TikTok, she does explain, she said, I tried to call friends. I called family. I called their dads. I told them this is my last resort. Someone help me. And no one showed up. And then when she did start calling the people and the people now are calling, she signed the paperwork. Now everybody want to help.
Everybody want to help. It's like the people trying to stop you outside the abortion clinic. It is.
Are you going to help us?
You're not really going to
when
help.
the baby born.
Right. Exactly.
You want the baby to stay here, but where are
really
you when the
gonna
baby's here and I need diapers and I need formula?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a tough one. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like death too. You know when like after you die, oh my God, I'm such a great person. I should have helped them, blah, blah, blah. But they were crying for help while they were here. Yeah. And you didn't help. You didn't show up. And I was talking with Paula the other day and she was saying, you always tell your friends you love them. And she has a issue with the L word. So I'm like, yeah, because you could die tomorrow. And yes, like, can I show you with my actions that I love you? But I want you to know you're loved. What if you're experiencing something and I didn't say, I could have showed you a million different ways, but if that's not even maybe the way you receive love, sometimes people just need to hear that you love them. So she needed help. And as a mom, bro, 5 kids.
5 kids, 27 years old.
5? You've got to go to foster care, bro. You've got to go. This weekend, I almost Googled adoption agencies after he broke that second glass. Like, and that's 1. 5? 5?
I can't even concentrate. You were so funny.
No.
Yeah, no, but seriously though, like,
I mean, you're far removed from this shit, bro. Like, you come over and see Psalm walling out sometimes, but I don't think you understand being in the thick of it and thinking of 5.
No, yeah.
Nah.
I was actually worried about you this weekend, the way that you were looking.
I was stressed. Yeah. But I knew I would be okay. And I was like, I'm just going to cry it out with him. He's stressed. I'm stressed. We're both feeling being home. The therapy sessions being at home. Everything is at home.
Yeah.
He feels my anxiety. Then he gets anxious. So it's a whole thing. So I know that it's going to be fine. But I had to just sit in the darkness this week. And I said, we're just going to sit here.
Yeah. I look at her and I'm like, imagine the guilt that she feels. Imagine like she looks just so sad, just so beat down. Like,
and there's no point in judging her at this point in time.
Not at
right?
all.
It's just part of the reasons why
talking about what you would do, talking about how she shouldn't have kids and stuff like that. That girl needs love. That girl needs help.
Literal love.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Help. I said it earlier. We're supposed to have a village. Where was her village? Where is her mom? Where is her dad? Where are the grandparents?
Exactly.
Where are the friends? Where are the family? But we don't all have that. Like, I think it was J.D. Vance during the election.
Oh, yeah.
That said, oh, well, for childcare, you should just go to the grandparents. Should I drop him off at the graveyard? I don't know. I'm going to leave Psalm with the urn that I have at the house and be like, hey, yo, Pops, you got him? Bet. I'll be back in an hour. Like, I can't do that. My mom, it's like, she's not around. I don't have anyone to leave him with. So that's just something to think about when we think of forcing people to have kids. In the grand scheme of things, I don't believe in abortion. I don't think abortion. But there are just times that it's necessary.
Yeah. I just feel like for her and for just moms in general, like,
I'm not going to say it's necessary. It's not. But so it's a person's
sometimes
choice.
It's necessary when it comes
for
to
a
health
person.
issues.
Yeah. But I'm saying when there's no health issues, sometimes it's just that person's choice, and you have a creator for me that you have to answer to. You don't have to answer to me.
Yeah, that's true.
Whoever's doing the procedure, you have someone to answer to.
I think we should have a whole podcast about abortion. Yes,
I'm down.
We should have a whole thing about it. I don't know if Carlos want to be here for that one, but
it's a whole one just because there's so many different scenarios.
But like in general, we just need better resources for moms.
Yeah.
I think that would help with the guilt. That would help with the stress. That would just help us to be better parents and produce better people overall.
I've said this out loud. I would have, I'm 37 and a half. I would have another kid right now.
She's 40. You would have another kid right now.
I would 1,000% have another baby right now.
Really?
If I knew I had time to take for myself, if I knew that I had help at night, if I knew I had a very active husband, if I knew that I had grandparents that the baby can go to, or even financially rich enough, because I'm not even stable, rich enough and wealthy enough to have nannies, I just want to mother you. I don't want I love mothering. I'm mothering his therapist right now. I gave her all this cocktails that she was sick. I would love to mother. Like, I just don't want to deal with all the tantrums all the time by myself.
That's by yourself, but the tantrums are part of mothering.
Yeah, I just don't want to do it by myself.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
By yourself is crazy.
Sometimes I actually love when he has his meltdowns. I'm like, oh, look, it's going to be a teaching experience. Or damn, like, let me soothe him.
You love being a mother. I really did think I was going to love being a mother before I had kids. I thought I wanted like this big family. Now I love being Michaela's mother. But I don't love being a mother. Like, I love being Michaela's mother.
Like, you don't want 5 more.
Give me, if they're going to be Michaela.
5 of
and
Michaela's?
I don't have to birth it, because that's the other thing I don't like. Like, actually carrying the baby. That is, girl, I'm in my ankles.
I don't know. With Psalm, I loved it.
Ooh.
I felt the most beautiful. After the first 15 weeks, I was sick as hell.
Hated being pregnant.
Oof,
no, I do not love. I love mothering Michaela.
There's only one of those.
I really enjoy auntying.
Yes,
that's
and send them right back.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah,
You know,
I loved it too.
Couple hours, I love it.
Yeah, I got bamboozled, but I got a cool kid out of it. So whatever.
So to summarize,
yes,
none of us are perfect.
No,
guilt is normal, but try to stop and understand that you're holding yourself to standards that you've created that aren't even realistic.
No.
The children, 9 times out of 10, aren't even as devastated that you are late for their soccer practice or something like that.
They're going to be fucked up no matter what.
Yeah.
It don't matter what you do. The world's going to fuck them up. So it's fine.
And mom guilt never ends, no matter how old they are, whether it's a toddler or an adult. One day they're going to end up in therapy blaming it all on us. And that's okay. We're going to love them through it.
I think so.
So I wanted to shift gears and talk about something that's very personal to me right now.
She gonna get personal, y'all. Yeah. She opening up.
So we're in the 4th quarter.
Q4 of the year. Yes.
And I am dealing with extreme burnout.
Can I ask you a question, though?
Yes.
Are you dealing with Q4 burnout? Or are you dealing with lifelong burnout?
Look at you. Look at you getting deep. Is that therapy?
It is.
So I mentioned earlier in the episode, I just started therapy. And I did initially think that this was just Q4 burnout. But with the business that I'm in, we are always busy this time of year. And so this is like, in my professional career, it's always been like this.
Have you ever said, like, in the grand scheme of things, like what you do?
No, I don't think I want to share that yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's not a stripper, though.
No, what's the busy season for strippers? I think tax season.
Tax season.
Look at us. We need to stay on task.
Okay, sorry.
We need to stay on task. Okay. But yeah, it's always been busy this time of year. And I've always been able to deal with it. I low key, like, I feel like I thrive in that environment. You know what I mean? But you're right. I'm learning through my few therapy sessions that it's life burnout. I have been working since I was 14, 15 years old.
Jesus.
I've been somebody's mama since I was 20 years old. And I have never taken any kind of break.
That's crazy. What's the longest vacation you've taken? Maybe like 2 weeks?
No, I went to Europe 14 days. Well, 2 weeks is 14 days. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of.
And even then, like, I'm one of those people who are low-key, like, checking in on email when I get a chance, cleaning out Teams. Like, I'm never truly completely off. Yeah. But as women, whether you are a professional woman, you're just a mother, because think about, like, this time of year, you're supposed to be, like, making it magical for everybody as a woman.
Literally.
Right? With the holidays. So, like, Q4 burnout is so crazy. But I'm curious for you, having your own business, being your own boss, do you deal with Q4 burnout?
It's, how do I explain it? It's actually very different. I never experienced it before because I've always said I was the worst employee ever.
You like, fuck that job.
I don't give a fuck what y'all got going on.
It's 5 o'clock. What do you mean you need the deliverables?
It's 5 o'clock on the dot.
The deliverables going to be delivered tomorrow.
Yeah. Or I would, because of my neurodivergence, I would deliver it regardless on time. So it's like, y'all are stressed out, but my work is done. But when you work in a company, they want you to do teamwork during this time. Everybody help each other out because it's all this work. What I had assigned to me is done. I got to go.
Yeah.
So there were times that I didn't and that I helped. And there were times that I was like, I just don't care. Fire me. Like, it is what it is. And they could. I mean, yes, they did.
Yeah.
But anyways, so for me now, it's different because I'm in this hustle mode, right? I have no net, like I said before. Like, my dad's not there anymore. So I don't have anyone to fall back on. I have employees that I need to make sure that are making money. There's shifts constantly in the business. So for me, that burnout that maybe you may feel in Q4 because you're a company, I feel it monthly.
Really?
Because it's not burnout though, it's that urgency.
Mm-hmm.
So I've surrendered, honestly, a lot of it. It took me a minute to figure it out, but I think last year we lost 3 really big clients actually right around this time. It was November as well. And this could be a shift. I was talking about it with Mandy. Maybe during this time, people, check their budgets, shifts. People are, the downloads actually go lower for podcasts during the holiday season.
Really?
Mm-hmm. People are.
Don't let that happen with us. Tune in.
You guys still listen to us. So what now? Because if you don't listen, so what now?
Even if you don't want to listen, just hit play and put it in the corner.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
do
sorry.
that. But yeah, the podcast downloads do go down. Some people have a lot of money invested into the pods, or they're just like, you know what? I'm busy with life. I can't do it right now. So in my line of business, that will shift, become slower. And then it's like, I got to rev up. So that happened to me last year and I almost freaked out bad. I'm like, this is going to affect everyone's pay. And I kid you not, and Courtney will tell you, in case, and when that happened, I literally just pulled back. I said, just trust me. I trust me that I trust God that everything's going to be fine. And Courtney's like,
look at that unshakable faith.
Well, bro, it was the hardest thing to do because what else am I going to do? Freak out? I couldn't take over.
So the Lord, you got that from the Lord.
From the Lord.
Can you
Jesus.
send me his number?
I got him on speed dial. I got you. I got you because I have him on speed dial. But that takes a certain type of discipline. And I was listening to a podcast today from Mel Robbins, and they were talking about like the scientific aspect plus the spirituality and religion aspect of things. And they did these brain scans on people doing all kinds of different religions. And like without the scientists knowing what was happening, they were like, oh, when they were praising Allah or Jesus or Buddha or just the universe, whatever it was, they all kind of had the same brain movement or whatever the fuck it was. But anyway, whoever you are surrendering to, I surrendered to God and I said, we have to figure this out. And with me knowing that I surrendered and then still doing the work, I surrendered, doors just started opening. And within like 3 weeks, I fired someone, lost 3 clients, gained 1 that made more money than all 3.
It's a testimony, honey.
Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And it happened. So I feel that shift. It's happened in other things. So I just kind of surrender. And I said, okay, well, now I just got to put my head down and do the work. If it's meant to be, it is. What's the worst that can happen right now as things are shifting? I can go broke. Completely broke. One of the best things, advice, if you're an entrepreneur, that May gave to me a while back, she said, you are not responsible for your employees' lives. Companies close all the time.
That's true.
I was let go. I've been fired.
Yeah.
There's layoffs. Like, I'm close with because we're small, right? But at the end of the day, if I can't do it, I can't do it.
Yeah.
If I can't no longer afford to give you a salary, then I can. I'm not there yet. Calm down while you're editing this. Relax. I got it. We're good now. We got at least another year and a half. We're safe right now. We're not there. But I always think about what's the worst that can happen. Am I going to die? Are my kids going to die? No. I got a degree that I can fall back on. Those are the worst case scenarios. The best case scenario is this is a shift again.
Yeah.
And I need to shift. And I know that there's some things that I want to do different. So it's like, okay, these things need to happen in order for you to make space for the rest. So I'm making space for, I want to do more teaching again. I want to do more of my course. There's a lot of things that I do want to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just making room for that. So I'm not freaking out. I told Courtney, I called him yesterday and I was like, hey, this is what's happening. And I'm not going to sit here and hustle till the end of the year.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
That is so good for you. I wish I was there. I am not there yet. I'm in the very early stages of even realizing that it is burnout and it's life burnout. It's not. Yeah. So it's triggered by the job and work, but what I'm learning is that like underlining all that, it's life burnout in general, because I'm usually able to like navigate the fourth quarter and get it done and come out still be on top. Yeah. But what I'm realizing, the difference between back then and now, is that I had a balance of other things that made me happy, kept me energized, gave me purpose outside of work. So it was like, yeah, I'm working from like 8 till 7, but it's okay because after 7, I have these things to look forward to. I have these things to give me purpose. I have these things to give me joy. I have these things.
But it seems like you're always getting joy, external joy.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't have those things right now because it's literally just me in the house with the work because I work from home.
Yeah, I got a cat.
So now
for you.
I'm not getting a cat. My life is not set. My ideal life does not allow for a pet because my ideal life, I wouldn't be sitting in the same place. We'll get to that another time. But the way that I need to learn how to deal
we're taking
with
this on the road?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Carlos, bring your hat. Your wife gave you, bring the hat. We're going on the road.
We're going on the road. But I'm learning that I need to create boundaries with work, which we're constantly talking about boundaries. And I'll say right now, like, it's not like a one and done. You're going to always be able to create the boundary with everyone and everything in your life. Like, it's constant and you have to be mindful about it. You got to create the boundary with yourself. So figuring out how to create boundaries, finding things that bring me joy. I realized recently that I'm going to sound like a grandma. Crafting brings me joy. I love crafting.
Are you doing, what's the thing called?
I'm not knitting.
Yeah, because that's
I'm
real
not
grandma.
there yet, but like being creative. Like, so for you, creative is like podcasting.
Yeah.
Like, this is actually bringing me joy now.
Yay!
But also like, I made like this jacket for Carla recently. Like
the Cardi B, everybody, it's worldwide.
I was literally able to check out and just do that. So like,
she literally sat there for hours in my office, just gluing and cutting. And I was like,
me a glue gun.
And I said, I loved me the kitchen. I said, you want some food?
Yeah.
I'll feed you while you make me a jacket.
I was like painting some stuff this weekend and like, I didn't get like I've been getting the Sunday scaries with going back to work, which is a sign that you're burned out.
Stay skinny because all of my joy comes from food. And you're just like crafting and going outside and I'm like, new restaurants, new recipes. Let's try the snack out. And you're like, crap. Damn, I gotta do better.
Yeah.
The things that I think about when you're talking.
So I'm still going through this. So going back to the group chat, the Only Friends chat.
I'm going to change the name.
How do y'all deal with burnout? How do you recognize burnout? How do you deal with burnout? Like some healthy ways that you deal with burnout, cookie dough girl. But I'm curious how you do that. The other thing is like long-term making it manageable.
Yeah, I think, have you read their book Boundaries by John Townsend?
No.
You like books, right?
I do.
I got you.
I like the smell of like real like books.
That's
I like
weird.
the library, which is another thing
that is disgusting.
I love the library.
But the books, people be having them in their house?
Bro, librarians are the nicest people you will ever fucking meet.
But you said you like the smell of books. Can we
I do. I like this. I'd like to smell of books.
The library books?
I do. Okay. I like the smell of like the paper in the books. Is that weird?
I don't know. I people have it in their house.
About that. Is the smell of library books weird? I love it. And then like back in the day when they used to have y'all not gonna remember this, but back in the day there used to be a paper in the back that tells you like who checked like
Dex. Imagine the cat lady had borrowed that book.
It's okay, Carla. Don't take my mind there. I'm trying to find joy right now. I
Okay,
told you I'm a little depressy.
Okay, my bad.
I'm a little depressy.
My bad. But don't smell the books no more.
It's not like I put it in my face.
I'm thinking of like the girl that goes.
No. I just like turn the page and you get a whiff.
Okay, well, I got a book for you. Boundaries. I talk about it all the time by John Townsend. And I listen to the audio and I also have the book.
Okay.
So I'm going to let you borrow it. It's great for boundaries with relationships, our kids, parents, and work.
All right. I'm going to check it out.
And it's like stories about it. So it's actually a really, really good book. So if you're also dealing with boundaries, it's a great book to reread too. Yeah. I've re-listened to it twice because I struggle with boundaries.
Yes. I'm going to actually read the book as I try to create boundaries for myself in my personal life and in work to try not to be, I'm like fried. Like we took a shot before we started the podcast because like I was literally crying all day because of work. I feel like such a loser to be crying about work.
You better stop it. But it's not work though. You're not crying necessarily because of your 9 to 5. You're crying because of your overwhelm. You're crying of your guilt. You're crying up because of your people pleasing stuff. You're crying because of the fear of the unknown. Like if I don't want to be here no more, do I not want to be here no more? Do I just need a break? If I decide that I don't want to be here no more, what does that look like? There's so many things to get overwhelmed by. So it's not just work. You're not a loser. I'm like a little bit, but not all the way.
Damn. Thanks for reading me. I feel
No,
better.
I don't think you're a loser at all. Those are all things that everybody worries about.
Yeah.
It's just yours is coming up now. You're like, oh, it was strong this whole time. You weren't strong. You were masking it.
Yes.
Yeah, so you thought you were so strong, but you were just taking ibuprofen and putting on Band-Aids.
I was totally masking.
It's okay. Okay.
Anyway.
So what else we got?
That's it.
That's it.
I want to know if you had anything that made you feel good this week, though.
Yes. So I am eternally grateful for you grabbing all the ginger beers from every store before the party. It has literally brought me joy to pour ginger beer into a glass, fill it with lime juice, and just walk around the house drinking ginger beer.
I love that.
I don't drink soda. I'm not a juice girl, but I don't know what it is about the bottle that came yesterday because we were going to go on a walk, but I was too busy with work.
Yeah.
And I was like, have you ever tried ginger beer? She doesn't try shit, but that's besides the point. She was like, no, I can't drink. And I was like, it's not beer. And she's like, it's not like, I'm like, it's not beer.
Yeah.
Like, it really is not alcohol. It's just the joy. She's probably like, why is soda bringing you joy? I don't know. But it really does. Like, just ginger beer right now for me is something to try. And then outside of that, I think I've just been listening to books.
I love that for you.
I think I'm going to get into one more, to a fiction one maybe soon because I'm tired of like the
seriousness of like the self-help.
And the business and the figuring out your mind.
Yeah.
Let me find out about somebody's, cheating on their wife or whatever.
You should read like, it's not like, it's like what would you call Zane's genre?
It's called nasty. It's called erotica.
Erotica.
I ain't got I'm going to do all that erotica and then do what?
Use your...
I don't even know where they are.
You want to tell them how you know what?
We're going to tell that one later.
Yeah, we're going to tell that one later.
We're going to remember to tell you one day. Yes. I don't know when.
So thank you guys for tuning in. We got to go through all the things to remind you to do, which one day I'm going to be really good at. But for now, I'm going to leave that up to Carla.
Yeah, so for right now, I need you to make sure you rate and review. Send this to your friend, to your ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, your mama, your daddy, your ex-boss, your new boss, everybody.
Everybody.
Send them the episode. Also, make sure you follow us on social media. I'm at Carla Bomaris.
I'm at Dexty.
And then we have the So What Now podcast or the So What Now pod. It's on the description because it might change in a couple of weeks. So depending on when you're listening to this, it'll be linked in the description of the episode. And then you make sure to join OnlyFriends.
Join our OnlyFriends chat. It's going to be so much fun.
We're going to have it all in there. And I think we're going to be doing a little bit of just dope clothes that we like to wear.
Yes. I thought you were about to take your top. Sorry.
Sorry. Oh, should I? Okay, no.
No, please don't.
All right, just kidding. Next episode. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss that.
We love you guys. Thanks for tuning in.
So what now? You come back next week.